Hello out there. I'm not usually one to make a video like this, and I don't make it a habit of bringing up negative information, but this needs to be brought to light even more so than it already has been. I believe it's been brought to light on YouTube, and what is concerning is a Smith & Wesson Model 60 J-frame revolver, 357 Magnum, and the issues that I've had with it. I bought it in 2018. It was manufactured in 2017. And I took it out to the range and I tried it out, and it hit horribly to the right. I mean, from point of aim, it was probably 2 to 3 feet over to the right. And I was like, wow, that's not good. And so I took it home and I looked at it real close, and I noticed that the barrel was canted to the left 1.5 to 2.5 degrees to the left, which automatically pushes everything to the right. Okay, well, that's not so hard to overcome, even though nobody recommends you do this. But I built a frame wrench, or an action wrench as they call it, and I completely removed the barrel. I cleaned the threads in the frame, I cleaned it all up, put a drop of green Loctite on it, and then I turned around and I indexed it to the perfect 6 o'clock position. And I let it set where, the green Loctite could really take hold and do its thing. And it did. I took it out, 38 Special, 357 Magnum. That barrel did not move. But it's still hitting to the right. And I'm going, okay, what's up with this? And then I remembered hearing somebody saying, either on YouTube or on one of the forums, that they were drilling the barrel holes off center in the frame, which would push the barrel one way or the other. And I got to looking at mine, and sure enough, it's right. When this thing was brand new, seriously, the barrel was canted that way, real bad. And now I'm looking at the sorry about the rotten video, but I'm getting my point across. Then I'm looking at the offset hole that was drilled and tapped for the barrel. And what I ended up, I seen it, there was considerably more, metal showing on the right side than the left. The barrel is actually moved over to the left because of the off-centering. Okay, what's the way to correct that? I did all the looking, I did all the research, and basically there's, short of having a milling machine, there's not a lot of options. I'm not going to send the thing back. There's no, I'm not going to do it. People have contacted Smith & Wesson about this, and they said, oh, it's within specs. Really? You're putting a revolver out there where if a guy's aiming at a good guy or a bad guy, and he pulls the trigger and he hits the good guy who's standing 3 feet away, that's a liability. Another thing that you got to look at with the barrel being drilled the way it was drilled off center, that causes pressure problems. That cartridge, when it's fired and that bullet leaves the cartridge and goes into the forcing cone, is actually bouncing off of one side of the forcing cone to go down the barrel. That could cause a pressure problem. And that is basically a liability problem. So, that being said, I decided that I put well over 500 rounds of 38 Special and probably a couple of hundred rounds of 357 through this. And there's no signs of stress or crack or anything. I admit it's a pretty stout built little revolver. As far as correction for the hard right impact due to the off-center drilling, that I am going to get me a die maker's file or die maker's stone, and the gutter site or the notch site there, I am going to work that to the left, which will open it up a little more and force me to pull the barrel more to the left. Not recommended. I know it's not. I'm probably not doing a lot of things right, like just throwing it in a box and telling them to stick it in their nose or whatever. But in my opinion, this thing should have never left the factory floor, ever. I don't know if they were sleeping or what they were doing, but it should have never left the floor. And I'm not the only one who's ran into this. And the guys find out about it, and what they do, they take it down to the gun shop. They trade it in on something else, and guess what? Some other Joe gets stuck with it. There you go. Mine was brand new out of the box from Smith & Wesson, so it's not like it was used. But I'll guarantee you, when I'm done with it, it will hit at point of aim. The pressure problem as far as the barrel in the frame, I don't know. It, until it gives or whatever it does, I don't think it will, but that's just the way it's going to run. I'm going to run it like that until I do something. Will I ever sell this to anybody? No, I will not. I will run it through a bandsaw before I sell it to somebody, because it's not worth somebody losing an eye or a finger or anything else because of the stupidity that goes on in this world right now. But that's my 2 cents worth, and I just thought everybody should know about it. And if you're going to buy a Smith & Wesson revolver, I suggest you, number one, take a pair of digital calipers with you, and make sure you got your glasses if your eyes ain't that good, and look that thing over close. I don't know when the problems were or if they ended. I see a guy on here had a Model 60, swearing him down his was perfect in every aspect. Yeah, well, I should be so lucky, right? So, okay, there you go. Thanks for your time.